Welcome to today's Jersey Baseball Show episode. We are featuring one of the top juniors in the state here today, Griffin Seibel, Glen Ridge High School.
What's up?
Going to Xavier University, made his commitment, a verbal commitment already. Can't wait to get out there. I can tell by the fact that we're repping our Xavier gear. Welcome to the JBS to Jersey Baseball Show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It means a lot.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it like we do with everybody, because I find the recruiting stories fascinating. You know, how it happened, when it happened, why it happened there versus everyone else. I think your commitment was pretty recent, right? Like over the summer, early fall, maybe.
Yeah, back in July, committed. So yeah.
So how did Xavier get on the radar screen? Big East, not quite. It's maybe not a Power 5, but anybody who knows the Big East, Seton Hall, UConn now, Creighton, talking about a pretty darn good conference. And how did Xavier get on your radar screen?
So my head coach, Coach O'Connor, followed me on Twitter along with Coach Furlong. I was posting videos. I think it was freshman year in quarantine where I was just like posting videos for coaches to see. They started liking some of my posts and all that, and then they reached out to my travel coach, Russ Cohen, and then we got in touch through there. Talked for a little bit of a while, got the offer around like the end of freshman year, but I was unable to travel anywhere too far because of COVID. And so when I got the chance to visit this past July, I loved it as soon as I got there. I knew this place was going to be home for me for the next 4 years. Talking with Dad about it after visiting, I was like, Dad, this is it. So yeah, that's pretty much how it all went down.
For sure. Now, Xavier out in Cincinnati kind of begs the obvious question: do we like Skyline Chili or not?
No. I had it when I was visiting after the visit. I was like, Coach, you know any good spots to eat? And he goes, yeah, well, there is Skyline Chili. And he's like, I do have to warn you, it's not like any other chili. It's like, all right, we'll try it. When I got there, I was just like, wow. They put like cheese on top of the salad, and it was just cheese on top of like spaghetti and stuff. I was like, come on, what is this? So he's a big fan of it. I'm not. So we have our differences in that department. So yeah.
All right. So what we're saying is we're not going out with the coaches for any Skyline Chili is kind of where we're at here.
No, I asked him and he was like, well, we do go to Skyline Chili post game sometimes. Like, I will not be eating it. Absolutely.
And they don't have anything else either, do they, really? It's pretty much.
I mean, they might have like a Raising Cane's somewhere. I mean, that's always a good spot, but like Skyline Chili's, it's just a no for me.
But we love the school anyway, so they must be doing something
absolutely
right.
Yeah.
Xavier and Xavier basketball is always really good too, so you got that going too.
Exactly. Yeah, always going to be fun going to the basketball games.
For sure. Now, a great program. Like I said, they've been so close to breaking through on in the Big East the last couple of years. Luke Franzoni, who's from down in our area, been one of their big power hitters the last few years. So we certainly pulling for them this year to kind of get through. And, obviously in a couple of years, we'll be doing the same thing again. So, so tell us about your goals here, as you go through the winter and the spring. I mean, it's still your junior year, it's still like, we're not really getting ready for school yet. So we're still kind of in growth mode and high school domination mode, hopefully, right?
Yeah, for sure. The plan right now is just to develop until I get to college, get my body in the best possible shape. Even just for like spring, I'm grinding in the gym probably 3 to 4 days a week, just doing like other like small muscle movements in the days in between, and just getting ready to like, I've got big goals. I want to be in like, hopefully sitting in the low 90s, maybe touching 94, 95. That's my personal goal. So that's where I want to be, probably in the summer, maybe in the late spring. But yeah, just setting out my mind, getting ready for my junior year, and then my senior year next year. And then it's all from there. It's all Xavier. Just want to be a part of it. Just want to get out freshman year for college and just dominate there too.
So when you're in that, like, pretty much that 90 right now, and you're trying to get to the mid 90s, kind of take us through your mindset. Is it like, you know, because there's not one specific area you're trying to get better at. Is it just trying to get like everything, you know, kind of 1% more efficient, like every day, you know, that kind of that mentality of small gains are going to equal a big gain?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely believe in that. Like getting better, getting 1% better every day. So whether that's like eating correctly or lifting correctly or throwing correctly, you know, that's where I usually focus in on, like, how could I eat better? How could like I maintain this throwing velocity, and how can I, you know, start moving bigger weight to get to that those mid 90s?
For sure. What are we looking at this year for high school? How's the team looking?
Team's looking really good. We're coming off of our first winning season in 10 years, I believe. So we were 15-6 last year. It was a huge year for us. You know, we just missed the state semifinals, I think, or like the sectional finals. And then, so we got a chip on our shoulder because of that. So we're even more hungry now, knowing that we could win. So we're looking forward to going to states this year.
Yeah, and now are you more upper class? I mean, is this an older team this year? Are you you know, strong junior class? What are we looking at?
It's definitely a stronger upper class. You know, a lot of our players are seniors this year, but we definitely have a lot of talent coming in, for whether it's like eighth graders coming into freshman year or the freshmen and juniors or freshmen and sophomores right now. But junior class is also looking pretty well.
Yeah, so that in itself has got to be exciting, right? Because you can't start looking that far ahead yet, right? I mean, there's you know, how has you'd mentioned your travel coach earlier? What program do you play with in the summer?
Northeast Supreme.
Okay. How have they been instrumental in your growth and getting you out in front of people and things like that?
It's been huge. You know, the two owners, Dan Gilligan and Russ Cohen, big helps for me. So back in like my year in like summer of eighth grade, I tried out for Axman and I made the team, but unfortunately I broke my foot 2 weeks after of joining the team. And so I was out for a whole summer, but, you know, Dan kept a roster spot for me. And back when I was in the fall playing for them, I just dominated. You know, I'm so thankful for the opportunity he and Russ have given me for the years. You know, they've put me out in some pretty big events with some big scouts there as well. So, you know, I couldn't be more thankful for them. And then especially like my coach Nelson. I've known him for 3 or 4 years, and he's been a big part of me becoming a pitcher and just a better person as well.
What is Griffin Seibel like doing when he's not playing baseball or thinking of Skyline Chili?
Yeah, I'm a big outdoorsman. I like to go, you know, hiking, fishing, or whatever. It just clears my mind. Play video games a little once in a while, you know, and then just hang out with friends. It's kind of basic, but you know, that's really all that I do.
Basic is good though, right? Especially when you're trying to get your mind in the right in the right space. So fishing, hiking, camping, what's our favorite, or kind of combine all three, or what are we
I definitely give it to fishing. I mean, I've been fishing probably since I was like 6 or 7. So at a young age, I've always loved it, and you know, find it very peaceful at times. And, you know, it's actually really exciting for me, you know, just getting that big fish on the line, get like an adrenaline rush from it. It's super exciting.
So here's the question to see how legit you are and how much you really like it. Do you go when you're on the road playing?
Yeah, 100%. We will find it. My dad find a way to go out. So I remember Cooperstown. One year we went out fishing. You know, I think it's slowed down since like going to Florida. It's kind of hard to like bring your stuff with you. But if it's like a local tournament like Pennsylvania, New York, or Connecticut, we'll find a spot to go. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
For sure. So I was going to ask is your favorite or most unique place that you've gone fishing as a result of your baseball travels?
Oh, I mean, Cooperstown was pretty special because that trip was like a lot of fun for me. But I mean, we haven't gone fishing anywhere major like where we've been to, but I'd say probably like Maryland. Maryland's been a cool trip. Fishing around the Chesapeake there was pretty cool after a tournament. So yeah.
So when you say Cooperstown, I'm guessing that was on that the complex, the was that Dreamers
Dreams Park and like All-Star Village, I think.
Yeah. So how old were you when you went up there?
Probably I was I want to say like 12 or 11. I went 2 times, so it was pretty fun to both times. But I give it to All Star Village. That was a lot more fun.
Best you guys ever did up there?
Yeah, the second time was a lot better, a more stacked team. I can't really remember the record, but we went pretty far into that tournament too.
Okay, all right. And fishing up there's got to be pretty neat, right? It's such a beautiful area up there.
Yeah, upstate New York. It doesn't get much better than that. It was really cool. You know, a lot more quiet than New Jersey, I'd have to say. So, yeah.
So I've gone up there with older teams, and we stayed at a hotel a couple times. The last time we went, we were just like, we're just camping, and they got like a campground. It wasn't really like hardcore camping. It was like one of those campsite places where they've got everything. It's almost like a, but it was fun. It was different. And it got cold at night too. It was like, midsummer, and it was like 40, 45 degrees at night.
Yeah, no, it's pretty surprising. Like I didn't expect it to get that cold. Jump from like 80 to like 40. It's insane.
Yeah. It was not expecting that, So what's one place you'd like to go if you could pick one place to go fishing that you have never been?
That's a good question. I'd probably say like Alaska for salmon fishing. When the salmon are running there, it's pretty cool. And they just like, I think they're like, it's like a breeding ground for them. So they just like stack up the rivers and the lakes, and you just cast out and catch like 10, 15 of them. So that's probably a place I would like to go.
Yeah, that'd be a great trip. You're North Jersey, so I'm guessing either Yankees or Mets.
Nope.
Smart. Who we like then?
It's embarrassing for me to say. I'm an Orioles fan. My dad grew up in Maryland, so it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
It's crazy because when I was younger, I'm sure he's told you, because probably about the similar age, they were always awesome. I mean, they were good for so long, and now they're awful,
terrible
for so long. It just doesn't get it to me, like how such a proud franchise can be that. But that's good. It toughens you up. It makes you a better person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, are you the other New York? Are you fans of Knicks, Nets, any of those, or you go out of town for everything then?
Oh, for football, I'm a Ravens fan because I don't know. I just chose them at a young age to stick with Baltimore, and then for basketball, I'm a Nets fan, I guess. And for hockey, I don't really pay much attention to hockey.
Okay. So you got those sort of low. They're not even New Jersey anymore. They're Brooklyn. You can be a free agent for either of those. Ravens, hey, at least you got what you don't have with the Orioles. You usually get with the Ravens.
Exactly. It's either or. If the Orioles are good, the Ravens are bad. But if the Ravens are good, the Orioles are bad. It's like that. It's like a seesaw.
Definitely. So, best player you've played against in high school so far?
In high school, or like travel ball as well?
Both, because there's some pretty good guys up in North Jersey too.
For high school, we play. I mean, we were in the a lower division, so we didn't get to play that many great teams. But high school, I'd say Toby Smith, Hanover Park. He's committed to Elon. He hit me. I don't forgive him for that. He hit me. And then for travel ball, I want to say any one of them from like the G-Form Artillery Scout team. I know Mark Gialusi was on that team, Griffin Mills. They had some other studs on that team too, but that whole team was stacked. So anyone from the G-Form Artillery team that we beat was probably the best player.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because when we talked to Mark for the series, I'll bring that up that you beat.
Yeah, honestly, we played the Canes right after we beat them. So it was like 3-2 in like the third or fourth inning, and we were winning, and then we ran out of pitching and it just went downhill from there.
Pretty loaded 2023 class in Jersey though, huh?
Oh yeah, no, it's probably like I give it like top 10 in the country.
Yeah, kind of like what we went through last year, right? I mean, with so many guys getting picked out of high school, and that was more South Jersey, though. I think there's a lot of North this year too coming up.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's so competitive. Like, I think if you put in like some of the Southern teams like Texas and Florida, well, we get it because they play all year round. But Jersey, I feel like Jersey builds up a lot of grit in guys, and especially baseball players as well. Like, we just have this chip on our shoulder that, we're going to compete and we're going to shove it in front of your face.
That's what I was going to ask you. You know, North Jersey, but just New Jersey in general, and you get to, you've been fortunate enough to have that experience, those experiences of playing guys from all over the country. You get that kind of New Jersey pride and toughness, and we're going to outwork you and things like that, right? Because you're not on the field as much as some of those guys are. I mean, you're just not. But
yeah,
ways to make up for that, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can train indoors, you have the weight room too. I mean, they have it, but they're outside. But I feel like with when you're just a Jersey player, you kind of have like that swag to you. You have that mentality that you're just, going to compete and that you're going to show them who's the better player. So, yeah.
So we've decided it's not Skyline Chili, but what is your favorite pregame meal?
Pregame meal. I'd say like a Western omelet. I had a couple like over the summer because we were on the road and we had some diners, but that's been like my meal before every game. Like a nice one.
Underrated. It's so underrated in like the omelet rankings.
So good.
Yeah, because you start throwing in the peppers in there too. It's got everything you need, really.
Green peppers, yeah. Those are like probably the best, in my opinion.
No, your opinion is correct and valid in this case. It's a correct opinion.
Yeah.
Favorite Halloween costume when you were little?
Oh, when I was little, I do like the headless. I did the headless horseman one time. That was pretty cool. If I say, like, yeah, it was. I mean, it looked like I didn't have like a head, but it was pretty cool.
That's how did you see? It was, I guess it just looked like you didn't have a head.
There was like a cap, and then that you would put like the clothing like around it, and there was like two little eye holes right there, so you could see out of them. It was pretty cool.
We're talking about the important stuff today, right?
Exactly.
Favorite subject in school?
History.
What's one piece of advice that has stuck with you, kind of resonates with you? Whether it's a piece of advice or like a quote or something like that, that really kind of defines who Griffin Seibel is or who you want him to be.
Mm-hmm. I'd say nobody cares, work harder. I think Lamar Jackson said that one time, but it's true. Nobody cares. Like, just work harder. There's going to be dudes out there that are going to be working harder than you, or who are going to try to be as good as you, and they're working towards to be that. But just stay in the weight room, keep your head down, just work harder. I mean, that's where the grit comes from. That's where the bulldog mentality comes from. And that's how you compete. Just work hard and show your grittiness. And then, yeah.
Definitely. One thing that you would share with, 8th, 9th graders, somebody who maybe is trying to figure out their way, not really sure themselves. What's the 11th grade Griffin Seibel know that they don't?
Long toss a lot. If you're a pitcher and you're trying to get in front of scouts, you want to build up that velo long toss. I'm telling you, it helps so much. Just getting out there, 2 to 3 days a week and long tossing, your velocity will come. It's not like an overnight thing. So you're going to have to trust the process, keep grinding, and keep long tossing, and it will come.
Absolutely. Griffin, I appreciate the time. Awesome to connect with you here on the Zoom call. JBS, I know we will certainly be looking forward to watching you the next couple of years. We'll get you back on again. And Xavier should be very excited to be getting you in a couple of years. They're getting a awesome representative of New Jersey and North Jersey too, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's Griffin Seibel, our guest, Jersey Baseball Show. That's it for today. We will look forward to seeing you down the road.